Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. The Economic Program Oversight Committee, EPOC, says the Bank of Jamaica's policy interest rate stance is slowing growth in some areas of the economy. The committee held a press briefing Thursday morning. Chairman of the Economic Program Oversight Committee, Keith Duncan, says the central bank's actions over the past 15 months are now beginning to slow the growth in credit being offered.
During COVID, when monetary policy was loosened significantly, interest rates were reduced, liquidity was pumped into the market, what we saw was that from the lows during COVID when we had our lockdowns and the economy was in lockdown, what you saw was the growth in private credit moving significantly. However, where we are right now at this point in time, if you look at total private sector credit as a percentage of GDP, we're at 42.6% in March 2023, which is lower than the 43.8% of GDP at March 2022.
The policy interest rate has been 7% since November last year. Mr. Duncan says the Bank of Jamaica will have to balance risks of volatile inflation and economic growth.
Inflation has declined and seems to have leveled off at the top end of the inflation range. However, the BOJ has indicated that inflation is expected to temporarily move above the target range during the June and September 2023 quarters, before returning to the 4 to 6% range for December 2023 and March 2024 quarters.
The Ministry of Finance, in its policy fiscal paper, projects GDP growth of almost 2% for the 2023-2024 fiscal year.
So we're back into the 1 to 2% historical growth range. So this really leaves little room for reduction in growth levels. But however, the prolonged tightening of monetary policy could see the Jamaican economy performing below growth projections and could possibly slip into negative territory for a quarter or two. So this is a balancing act that the Bank of Jamaica faces, because we have to protect our vulnerable. We have to try and minimize the pass-through effects of inflation to the consuming public, especially the most vulnerable.
Let's head to the foreign currency market now. The banks and cambios are selling the US dollar for an average $155.63. $118.57 is the going rate for the Canadian dollar. The average cost for the pound is $201.27, while it's costing $175.03 for the euro. The JSE index lost 864 points today, while the junior market index gained 57 points. Among the 49 winners were ISP Finance Services, Sterling Investments US dollar shares, Siboney Group, Proven Group, and Jamaica Public Service 7% shares. The 41 losers include JMMB Group 7.5% shares, JMMB Group 7.25% shares, Sagicor Select Funds Financial, Elite Diagnostic, and Berger Paints Jamaica. 14 stocks traded firm. And that's the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Good evening.